Hey there, everybody. Happy 11/11. Hold on, the music's not going to go away yet. It's going to stop. Hi, it is Sunday night. Sunday, September 12th, 11/11, 8/11, 9/11, 10/11, wherever you are, there is an 11, and except now there's a 12. I had a great day today. I got to hang out with my friend. Let's see. Michael, Robin, Eliza, Lauren, another Michael, Corinne, Ellen, Tatiana. Oh my gosh. Talked to Piero for a long time. Everybody. And now you guys are here, and this is super exciting. It is Poetry Glam, and I'm bringing people right on for Poetry Glam. Tomorrow morning, we will be meandering. Tomorrow night, we'll meditate. Tuesday morning, we'll see. Tuesday night, Dr. Andy. Wednesday morning, we'll be walking. Wednesday night, community. Probably Lisa, Katie hanging out. Thursday morning, Michael Keel. Thursday night, conversations with the creatives. Friday morning, Armando. Friday night, display and share. Got lots of stuff to do. So right now, I am going to invite, ladies and gentlemen, Lauren and Shelly. Poetry Glam time. I've got some glamorous earrings on tonight. And thank you. Where'd they go? Come on, ladies. Where are you? Hi. You made it. That's so great. This is Shelly, everyone. You need to unmute. Let's see.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. I don't even know. Okay, so Julie's here. Let me just get on. You guys were right on time. Let's see, I'm going to edit the privacy. It's public. That's done. And there are 6 people on the show right now. Let me see who's here, though. Suzanne's here, Carl's here, Julie's here, Mama Grace is here, William's here, and a couple of lurkers. And I'm going to, hold on a second, Shelly. I have one more person to get on the show. Here's Lauren. Try it again. Come on, Lauren, you can do it this time. So right now we have, okay, we'll try it again in a little bit. We have people on in Michigan, Washington State, Fresno. Lauren, hey, hi girl. Hi. It's Poetry Glam. I have glamorous, strong, female, cool people here. So, Shelly, Lauren, Shelly, or Lauren, unmute thyself. Lower left corner, I bet. Lauren works at Molly B. So I saw Lauren
Molly B.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi.
How are you?
Doing okay. Considering a whole day of work. Oh.
It seemed busy down there today.
It was pretty busy. Sundays are dog days and child days on 4th Street. So it gets kind of noisy too.
The dog day. And Shelly's, are you in Berkeley or Oakland?
Berkeley.
All right.
Yeah, Berkeley.
You work on 4th Street in Berkeley?
Yes.
Oh, where do you work?
At Molly B. It's
I have a closet full of Molly B clothing.
Yeah, I work there I work a couple days a week, and it gets me out of the house, and
it gets you in fine clothing. My mom is here. My friend William says hi, Shelly, and says hi, Lauren, and there's some fun people on here tonight. So I had fun today. I was on 4th Street, and then I went to a music street hang, and I sang with this band. And I saw my friend Corinne, and I saw all kinds of people today. Hey, Michael Keel. How's going in Merced? We have a nurse here right now. So it's Poetry Glam. Have you both written poetry? Like
Well, I
grade,
wrote
maybe?
poetry a long time ago, but I did not. I'm not going to read my poetry tonight.
Okay.
You're not
And
going to read your poetry tonight?
no, I'm going to read someone else's poetry, a poet that who has passed within the last 2 years, a young man who was in his 40s who taught at Rice University in Houston. And he died of cancer. And I have a poem I'd like to read of his. And he's a very, very good poet. Well, well, well recognized in his field. Mhm.
Let's do it, Lauren.
Oh, okay. Well, this is if you could see, this is Paul Otremba, and this is his book, Levy. And the name of the poem I'd like to read is Constellation, and it's obvious in this that he has come to regard his imminent end to his life. But it's interesting. Constellation. It's the space between them that we can count on, more constant than the light we claim our fortunes by. And because we've proved this janky wooden plank in the argument, we can proceed another premise. One's body's length farther along the surface. You could bet your hemlock on it, or the next timid step across the fogged up mirror of the iced over lake. The state is ill, therefore I am ill. Hippocrates thought of the crab because of its legs reaching out like tendrils, like gossip sideways whispering through the crowd of swollen flesh. Then, leaving my surgeon's office, I had to step over the splayed fingers of a spidering slick of oil in the parking lot, which I tried to read like the lines in my palm. My dreams, too, have become nebulous, intense, and frequent. And just after waking, they take on the blankness of the bayou's face when the stars black out behind clouds. It's like a joke from some low grade and obvious comedy. And how do you not get out of the way of an oncoming steamroller? I am learning the difference between urgency and importance, although they often meet at the more accusatory places. To the monarch butterfly breaking loose of her chrysalis, the twitter of the state is urgent. The icy blue eye of the flipped over iceberg has been there long enough to know what's important. I place my hand against the window and I'm met by the dark's aged coolness. The light passing through me in many strands from the cluster of bees set in the night sky happened so fast and so many years ago. There wasn't even a thought of me being born.
Wow. Did you know him?
I did not, but I came to meet his wife, his widow, who was a doctor, by the way. And I met her because a friend of mine is working on an art project where they've taken, I think, something like 70 of his poems. And she and another artist are creating art, large scale art about the poems. And they're going to be celebrating them both together. And so I think they're trying to, they've met up in New York with some agents and that sort of thing to try to see where they can bring it in. I'm hoping they can do it at the DeMille in Houston or something like that. They can show the work there. But yeah, and so my friend who's the artist working on this read some of his poems, and I was, wow. And I just thought he was something.
Really special. Can you tell me his name again, please? And I'm going to put the name of the book.
Paul Otremba. Is that backwards? Is it coming out okay? And he has another book called Pax Americana.
Beautiful. Thank you.
He taught at I think the MFA program at Rice University in Houston, and I think he was from Dallas. I think he was from North, or I know he was there for a while, but it's unfortunate I never met him.
Well, I mean, beyond, it makes me want to look up the book for sure. And that's partly why I like when people come on and read Poetry Glam, whether it be theirs or published, we learn about it and make more connection. I was going to invite Shelly to read a poem now. Would you like to read another one of his after this, Lauren?
Sure, if you want to.
Well, there's just two of you here, so we'll do, if anyone else, William, I don't know if you are coming on tonight or Suzanne, but if you'd like to be on, I'm here. We're all here. So right now, though, ladies and gentlemen, Shelly Nathans, we met last night at a party, a poet, well, it ended up being us, we were talking about how some of us got lost as children or lost our children, and
Right. There are funny stories.
Great stories. Great stories. So thank you for, and we just met last night, and hey, do you want to be on Poetry Glam? This is what 1111 with Jenna is about, community and connection. Now when you go into Molly B, Lauren might be there.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Well, I really thought that was an incredible poem, and I hope you will read another one of his. That was very moving. And there's a link in his poem to mine. So we'll see if you can find it. I think you'll see what it is, although they're quite different. Okay. Okay. It's entitled 2020. Dread and death surround us, burrowed in the air we breathe, like camouflaged commandos, poised to pounce on unsuspecting foe. We are naive, we are vulnerable, we are innocent. The air we fear to breathe is redolent of disinfectant, contaminated by the smoke of firestorms, stoked by the denial of change, and blindness to white knees on black necks. I cannot breathe. Mama, I cannot breathe. We cannot breathe. We are not innocent. I went to the beach to breathe unmasked, uninfected, undisinfected air, only to return to the dread of news, the dreadful news, the daily dread of news, dealing denial, pandering paranoia, the twin maladies, hibernating infections, waiting for their call to arms, the signal to charge and corrupt, the moment to invade, to destroy lungs, hearts, and the facades of capitals. The inescapable news, the relentless news, alarms me awake each morning, anesthetizes me at night. 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, now 500,000. News infects the air. News contaminates us. The squeaking brakes of trucks pausing to discharge heroes, delivering boxes of privilege, and the screaming sirens, the whole world wailing at once, while tyrants twiddle and twitter. But there are birds twittering. I can hear them, and the laughter of children. Joy disrupts disquiet. I am on lockdown, empty of frenzy. filled with new melodies as I work. My neighbor died yesterday, and this one died, and another one died, and another one, and another one, and another Black life died, and another Black life died, and another Black life died. And suddenly there are bagpipes at 2 p.m. My neighbor is breathing air through pipes, offering sustained notes of mourning, a dirge for the world.
Wow.
Wow.
I tell you that I can't turn on the TV anymore to listen to the news, and because it was just bringing so much anger and stress and fear, and just it was destroying. I think it's destroying our ears. It's destroying our life. And that moment when you hear the birds, it's like there's something else there. There's something else, and we all just have to go towards that, and it's devastating, you know.
And yet when the birds did, when I like right in the middle of it all, I'll never forget. I was walking with Lillian, and I heard more birds than I'd ever heard before, and I saw more deer walking in places that I'd never seen before. We gave Mother Nature a respite, and they got to catch up in my heart. I see that and I go, wow, look at how bright the sky is. But then, yeah, once you turn on the TV or you get back to your neighbor, I have a neighbor right now that's in the hospital with COVID.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's going to make it or not. I had 3 friends last week leave the planet. One didn't want to be here anymore. One was fighting for every breath, and the other one was in an accident. And yeah, compiled on top of what we're dealing with as human beings on this planet.
Yeah. I wonder, about children that are very, very young right now, and their perception of how we are living right now, with masks and with death, and how is that going to change as they grow older, and what will they think of all of this, or it'll be so different from when we were growing up, um,
Yeah.
It's deep, and it's I mean, I look at my sisters, my grand nieces and nephews, and I wonder what they think. I wonder where they are with all of this.
Well, there is definitely a lot of fear and carelessness.
Good point. Good point.
I'm very careful, and then even today someone said they wanted to give me a hug, and I said sorry, I'm not hugging. I love you. A virtual hug, and they go, oh, you're not vaccinated. I'm like, yeah, but I'm also really careful because if I get sick, I can't sing, I can't take care of my mom. And I had COVID, and I'm a long hauler, and I'm careful, and I probably won't get it again, but I don't even want to catch a cold right now.
Right.
So, sorry, I don't want to hug you, but I love you.
Yeah.
And then I go, oh yeah, what the heck, let's take, and then I think, oh, that was putting myself at risk, because I'm also honoring what my sister and how they live, and when I go and visit her, or honoring my mom when I'm taking care of her.
That's right.
So we all have to, like those people with their children, when you see a 2-year-old with a mask on, yeah, how is that? They won't remember it, but I'm going to be wearing masks the rest of my life.
I had talked, I don't know who told me this, but they said, this is an era, and this is an era that is going to last a long time, and it's going to be mask wearing for longer than we think. It was, I was erasing phone calls, messages, and I got one from a friend of mine in New York who is a doctor there. And he was just asking about how I was doing at Christmas time, and his family was good. And this was just last Christmas. And he said, at least we'll have something to look forward to by May. Everybody will, will be vaccinated or whatever, and not true. We've got a lot of people vaccinated, but
In this year, like everything accelerated, even at the same time we were stopped.
yeah.
I'm wondering if either of you caught the link between the two poems.
I thought,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, no. I mean, I just thought about, in his descriptions of recognizing um, the fear of death, as well as nature around him being real. And his, I kind of know what he's talking about because I kind of went through this. And it's sort of like I had cancer when I was 20, and it came back again when I was 27. And the second time around was a lot scarier. And I had, the doctors telling me that, gave me a list of what might happen to me. I might be blind. I might be paralyzed on the left side of my body. I might not be able to hear. I might somehow lose a function of my brain. And I mean, it was just a list of things, or you might die. And I remember that sort of grasping. It kind of reminds me of that Woody Allen movie where he thinks that he's dying, and he's going out and he's like, you know, I was raised Jewish. Maybe I need to go, maybe I need to get a crucifix now. Maybe I need to read the Bible. And you see him groping for the Hare Krishnas and trying to find, maybe that's the balance here that I need to find. But it's that everything becomes so alive. Everything becomes so alive that's real around you. You look at the tree and you go, that tree might outlive me, or I mean, I could walk across the street and get hit by a car, or the smallest things become so magnified, and I don't think about them as much anymore now that I've been in the survival rank for some time. But I remember that groping with those possibilities. And when I read the poem, that's what hit me about his grappling about and trying to find the reason and things. And oh, that's why this is, and this is why this is. And
I'm really happy you're both here. I'm really thrilled that you're here.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking of something more concrete. You, I think, are giving a very deep interpretation of his poem, which I think it deserves. I was just thinking about the one word, Twitter.
oh, I like the way you use that Twitter. Yeah.
He has how does he use it? He uses it somewhat similarly, actually. There's allusions to the absurdity of the world and the environment.
I think it's on the second page. To the monarch butterfly, breaking loose of her chrysalis. The Twitter of the state is urgent.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought that was, it's not just the word Twitter, but it's the illusion of it to the state. Yeah, because I have tyrants twittering. Yeah.
It's a powerful, it's a powerful sound. We all know that sound, the twitter of the bird, or the twitter of, now it means so much, right?
I know. Yeah, I was looking for that other one.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Shelly, I'm really happy that you came, and we're here every Sunday night if you want to come back, but I'd also love to have you on as a guest sometime and talk if you're interested.
Sure. Okay. Well, it was lovely to meet you last night. Lovely to meet you. And I'm going to sign off. Thank you so much for having me and letting me read my poem.
Have a wonderful
Thank you very much, really.
Bye-bye.
It's great.
Bye, Shelly. Yeah, the Twitter, right?
Oh, yeah. Twitter. Is anybody else coming on?
Possibly my friend William, but I don't know where he is. And as Rob just said, life's journeys for all of us take their own paths sometimes, but we try to steer them back. It's true. And we all interpret things on such on common level, but we feel differently, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're the poet that you brought, and I'm sorry, my brain's not working 100%. Paul
O'Tremba
felt on a high level.
Yeah, you really get that. The last book that he was writing the poems. He's had about 3 books out, and this last one is obvious, definitely, because he is in his last year of life, and you can tell through his observations and what he puts down on the page, how committed we are to our lives and then become uncommitted. And I think it's and like I said, because I had gone through what I did medically, I kind of knew his points. I knew those things that rose up and all of a sudden was just right in your face. And I think it happens with a lot of people that are in a tragic way. Any kind of tragic way is like, oh, it's the scared, again, the bird, the scared bird before, or what is it? The headlights, are coming in.
The deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring on my friend William. I'd love for you to read another poem, but it's nice when other people are here, so hold on one second, ladies and gentlemen. William D. Lindemann. I'm interested in how he felt in listening to the poems. There he is.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hello.
All right.
All right. William, Lauren, William.
Hi.
Hi, William. Hi.
Hi. All right.
I think you need to lower something. Your phone, maybe?
Lauren, William.
Hi. Hi. How are you, Lauren?
I'm
Lower
fine,
your
thank you.
volume.
You need to lower something. Your phone.
Me?
Lauren, William.
Hi. How are you, Lauren?
Lower your volume. You need to lower something.
Oh, that's me. That's me. Okay. I had 2 things on.
Yeah.
All right.
I know. I've sometimes have 3, so I know the sound.
Yeah.
So, yes, and William is a very compassionate and empathetic person that I've come to learn about on the show. And
Thank you.
yeah, I'm glad that you're here. This is it's a good night of poetry and just getting deep.
Okay. Well, There's a book I just recently picked up. It's the letters between Allen Ginsberg and Jack Kerouac.
Oh, wow.
And usually letters, books of letters are moldy figs, but this is like having a bucket of cold water thrown in your face. So I was going to read from Howl by Allen Ginsberg.
Yes, please.
Just, the beginning of it, not obviously not all of it. So, Howl for Carl Solomon. 1. I saw the best minds of my generation destroyed by madness, starving, hysterical, naked, dragging themselves through the Negro streets at dawn, looking for an angry fix. Angel-headed hipsters burning for the ancient heavenly connection to starry dynamo and the machinery of night, who poverty and tatters and hollow-eyed and high sat up smoking in the supernatural darkness of cold water flats, floating across the tops of cities contemplating jazz, who barred their brains to heaven under the yell and saw Mohammedan angels staggering on tenement roofs illuminated, who passed through universities with radiant, cool eyes, hallucinating Arkansas and Blake-like tragedy among the scholars of war, who were expelled from the academies for crazy and publishing obscene odes on the windows of the skull, who cowered in unshaven rooms in underwear, burning their money in wastebaskets and listening to the terror through the wall, who got busted in their pubic beards, returning through Laredo with a belt of marijuana for New York, who ate fire in paint hotels or drank turpentine in Paradise Alley, death, or purgatory their torsos night after night, with dreams, with drugs, with waking nightmares, alcohol and cock and endless balls. Incomparable blind streets of shuddering cloud and lightning, and the mind leaping toward poles of Canada and Patterson, illuminating all the motionless world of time between. Peyote solidities of halls, backyard, green tree, cemetery dawns, wine drunkenness over the rooftops, storefront burrows of tea-head joyride, neon blinking traffic light, sun and moon and tree vibrations in the roaring winter dusts of Brooklyn, ash can rantings, and kind king light of mind, who chained themselves to subways for the endless ride from Battery to Holy Bronx on Benzedrine until the noise of wheels and children brought them down shuddering, mouth-racked and battered, leak of brain, all drained of brilliance in the dear light of zoo. Well, that goes on and on and on. So he's pretty amazing.
They go on and on too.
Yeah, well, every time I read it, it just amazes me.
I'm wondering how much has really changed,
Yeah.
From that vision that he had in New York. And has it really changed all that much? Have we changed? And what have we accepted and what haven't we accepted?
Yeah. And just incidentally, he was raised in the Heights in Manhattan, and just the musical In the Heights. They're from the same neighborhood, so it's fascinating, really fascinating.
William, where are you? Where are you located right now?
Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Oh, you're in Michigan. Okay.
Yeah, I'm from Chicago originally.
Okay.
Have you ever lived in the Midwest, Lauren?
No, but I lived in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've
That's
lived in San Francisco and Los Angeles, so.
Okay.
And right now we have Oakland, Illinois, let's see, California, up and down the coast, Canada, hello you guys, Illinois. Yeah, New York, Washington State, and Michigan, because Mama Grace is there.
That's right.
And I love being at City Lights too, right, Melanie DeMore? City Lights bookstore in San Francisco
Yeah.
is like.
I haven't been. I haven't
You've never
been. Is
been?
it? No, no. Is it a really special bookstore?
Oh, yeah. That's where it all happened. That's
Oh
where
my
yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Francisco, right in
Okay.
North Beach.
I have to go now.
You have to go. You definitely have to go. Did you want to read another poem, Lauren? Could you read another poem?
Oh, I could. Sure. Let's see.
And Lauren's going to be on the show sometime. We're going to do conversations with the creatives because she's an incredible creative. She's I don't want to say besides being a stylist, you're an artist of clothing, and that's what I know about you.
I'm a writer too.
You're right.
I'm writing a children's it's actually not a children's, it's sort of like young adult, new adult piece that I'm writing, and it's historical fiction, like gray history, ghost history, as they say. And it's a speculative fiction piece because it involves a little bit of magic, and it starts off with the Aztecs, and my main character is a young Aztec jaguar warrior, and he ends up in Louisiana.
Far out. Oh, I can't wait to read it.
Great.
Whenever you're ready to read from that, we'll be here to listen.
Okay. Again, this is from Levy by Paul Trumba. This is called The Abridged Politics of Starlings. There's birds again.
Birds
right?
again.
The cats made small effort at a meal of the bird that had so anxiously looked over the ground, and in the night something came for the rest of it. An openness you can fit everything into, right to the edges of the yard or the circumference of your palm, the width of the shadows pressed up against the light, long now, but soon everything will be the flat dark of afterlight, the cars, trees, and walkers, leashes cutting angles with their dogs, and the angels' arrangement, this street and its government. The committee has formed, and at this hour you can get just close enough before the swoop and shift of resettlement on fences, branches, in loud congress. The same show each night, almost night, especially when murmurs grow large in winter, in what we call the hour of the eye, with its edges going jaundice. There is a charter somewhere that accounts for everything. How people sailed here to trespass on the old ones, their ships, littered with 100 songs and seed husks, the shapes across the floor, mirroring the sky.
Beautiful.
That's called The Abridged Politics of Starlings.
It's so,
Love the title.
poetry is so visual.
Yeah.
Like
It's totally,
you feel it. Like, it
it's,
feels
yeah,
like
you can.
you just get covered in it.
I know. That's when I heard a couple of them and I was like, what? I got to read this, So I ordered 2 books from Amazon and I just started reading.
I am going to order tonight.
Well, there you go.
I am.
And I'll keep you posted about the art project that's going up in his name that involves, they've chosen like 70 something poems to create the art about the poems.
Excellent.
And it's very interesting.
Yeah.
The work is, I've seen some of the pieces and they're just phenomenal.
Wow. Well, thank you both so much tonight. It was a good. I'm happy.
Well, thank you.
Shelly.
Thank you.
I want you to come back for sure.
All right.
And I will see you sooner than later again, and I'm glad that you and Shelly made a connection, and I'm sure she'll come in. And are you working this week, the rest of the week?
Yeah, I'm going to be working a couple of days later in the week, and um,
How would you
yeah.
describe Molly B?
Hmm.
It's a women's clothing store that she works at. It's
Yeah, it's for people that want to be very relaxed and kind of carry their own individuality as their. I think it's a lot. We attract more older women. One, because the prices are a little bit higher. So when women that are very successful or have some money and they come in, but it's got a lot of ease and a lot of strength in some of its design, which is unique. Japanese, Serbian, Israeli, Turkish, San Franciscan, Chicago, New York designers, Portuguese designers, French designers. So it's a real crosshatch. It's not something that you would find at hopefully not at Nordstrom.
no. It's in the setting that you created is very dreamlike. You walk in and
Oh,
it's
well,
on another level.
I'm so glad it's like that.
And maybe part of it is, well, maybe in my next life I'll be able to come in and buy whatever I want at Molly B or in my dream. But it is, you walk in, the air feels different and the colors are of their own. She's just
And it's of course our attitudes. The girls that work there are just great, and I really like working with them too.
Well, Lauren, you're the perfect spokeswoman for it. That's for sure. Absolutely perfect.
Well, thank you. Well,
You're
thank
welcome.
you.
we'll have to do a special edition of 11:11 during the day sometime, and I'll go into the store and
Oh my gosh, and we could
walk
show
around.
you all the
Yeah,
stuff and
yeah.
everything. Yeah.
That'd be great.
Ah, it'd be
William, thank
fun.
you for being here. You guys, I'm just as every night. I feel like
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. I didn't know what to do. It's
you did
like, oh
it.
gosh,
You did exactly. Except I'm going to ask you to do one more thing as I leave the show. I'd
Okay.
like to ask you for a letter, and just whatever letter comes into your head.
A letter? Just like an alphabet.
Alphabetical, yes. One of those. One of the 26, except X.
M.
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 Okay, M is for the memorable night we're having here. And I like to say, William, thank you for coming on and sharing your poem, your word, your thought, your emotions. And I like to say, Lauren, your first time here, I'm so grateful that I saw you today. So, hey, everybody who's here, Rob, Morocco, Mama Grace, we got our M's right in the face, right in the place, and I wish you all a beautiful night, and stay safe, stay healthy, be real nice, and from your thoughts, make them monumental thoughts, and from your words, make them magnificent, and from your heart, a memorable heart. And I wish you lots of fun. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Linda Siriano and Melanie Demore. You are all stars. Lauren, I'm so happy. William, you know I am. I wish you all a beautiful night and love hard.
Real hard.
Real hard.
Yes. Yes.
Real
Thank
hard.
you.
Thank you. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Bye.
Bye.